So, if ChatGPT and AI are supposed to be revolutionary and so easy, why is it that most people can't actually get any benefit from it aside from asking it some dumb questions? Well, I ran into the same problems when I first got started, and here's how I solved it. I'm going to go through today and show you how to get like real life use, practical use out of ChatGPT in your business. There's a lot of things to know about prompting specifically, how to use them. But then at the end of this, what we're going to have is we're going to have a virtual employee, somebody who knows your business and knows your audience and knows your market and can actually help you on a day-to-day basis. And in fact, can help you going forward. And I'll show you how. So what I'm going to do with you, and you can see the title right there on the screen. So it's how to create a virtual employee for free. So there's a thing that we do here where, people go into ChatGPT and they go, hey, I know it can write content for me, but for whatever reason, the content doesn't quite resonate with your crowd and it's not necessarily always super useful, or you've got to give it the same prompts over and over again to give it the right way to look at things. And it's a bit tedious, and you kind of just end up, if you're not a professional in it, if it's not something you do every day, it gets pretty old pretty fast, and then it gets also very confusing. I mean, look at this. You start getting all these different chats that you've just done, and you're like, well, where am I? How do I actually get what I want out of it? I did a thing back here like 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, and that's where I put all the effort in. Now I can't find it. We're going to get around all of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a virtual employee. What does that mean exactly? Well, you're going to see it. It means that we're actually going to create our own GPT. Now, this is a GPT that, like you've seen here, if you go to, explore GPTs, right? You go here, you see, there's all these different GPTs. These are specific ones these have already been trained and already taught how to look at things. Either they're going to do specific things like image generators or fitness coaches, or, data analysts. These are all things where they've already been trained, like AI Humanizer, to make your AI, more your written content more human-like rather than AI-like. So what we're going to do is we're going to have one that's specific to you, your industry, and your niche, so that when you use this AI, and this can be incorporated in many different places, when you use this AI, it's already going to know and have the viewpoint and have the way that you want to be talking to your customers. It's already going to be relatable. It's already going to have the answers, and you're not going to have to teach it anymore because it's already going to know. The question is, how do you teach it? And how do we do that? And now we're going to get into it. So first, let's get into this here. So open ChatGPT. The free version is totally fine. I'm using Plus, but we've got the free version here. Now here, throughout this whole thing, you're going to see text in red. Almost all of this is just meant for you to be able to, all of this here is meant for you to be able to just copy paste. And I'm going to provide all this. So what I'm going to show you first is here. Now I'm going to have some prompts. So instructions and then prompts here. So first thing is open ChatGPT. I've already got it open here. I'm using the paid version, but you can do this with the free version just fine. Now here we have prompts that you can follow. I'm going to include these in a document and a link below, but you can follow along the screen here and do this if you want. So first, here's the first prompt. So please create me a detailed business profile of the professional services industry in Tampa Bay. So I'm in Tampa Bay, and I want this to be specific to my local area. So I'm going to take this, copy it, go over to ChatGPT, paste it in there. Now, I'm doing this specific to my own business, and I want you to do this specific to your business. So we are targeting the professional services industry, and we are in Tampa Bay. Now, what this is supposed to do, and it says here on the screen, in the context of what they need or want in relation to working with a business that does integrations and automations on their software. That's what I do. It's obviously not what you do, or if you do, fine, use this exactly as it is. Otherwise, any of the text in red, you're going to want to replace for sure. And then the industry, you're going to want to describe your industry and exactly what you do. So take that here. I put it in here, and let's see what it says. It's going to think for a minute, and it goes, great. Now, what we're going to want to do is when this is done, and this is going to give you quite a bit of information here. So here's the detailed description. So the business profile, professional services industry in Tampa Bay, automation integration needs. So it gives you an industry overview, what sectors use it, such as in this case, is legal practices, accounting firms, financial advisory, consulting agencies. What is their current tech landscape? Most firms operate with a blend of legacy systems, look at this, on-prem and outdated SaaS platforms, modern cloud-based things like 365, etc. The top challenges that they face that demand automation, integration, a lot of double entry, that kind of thing, which is, it's what I run into every day with people, and hear what their needs are, what the buyer mindset and triggers are, and then how you can help. So what is your positioning? It gives me all that information. All I'm going to do is I'm going to say, great, copy that. I've got a Word doc over here. I'm going to paste it there in the Word doc. Right now, I'm going to save this, and I'm going to call this business profile. This is so I can find it later. Great. So I've named it business profile. Now, quick tip, if you get a copy, that literally this little button down here, that'll copy the entire section for you above it, which makes it easier. Now, next, we're going to go back to ChatGPT and we're going to open Brand Avatar Builder. This is by Belcher. So I've already found it here, but if you can't, the way you get to it is here. You go ChatGPT and Belcher. It's Brand Avatar Builder. It's going to search Brand Avatar Builder, and it's by Belcher. There's the one right there. So we're going to grab that. I'm going to click on that. Start a chat with that one there. And now I'm going to upload that file that I just saved. So I saved it here in this folder on my desktop so I could find it. Virtual employee files. Business profile. So I'm going to take this, just drag it and drop it here. Oh, actually I can't do it because it's open. Drag it and drop it there. And then, great, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this prompt. So based off the doc that I just gave you, please give me the perfect avatar of a buyer for integration and automation services. And again, I'm just going to copy and paste this over here. Change the red text there for your services or your business. Now this is going to read that doc and it's going to give me the business profile. Now while that's going, I'm going to open up another blank doc because I'm going to need it again in a second. Great. I've got some screenshots here. Now I've got a secondary prompt here. So now please take this, please take what you just created and create an actual avatar of a fictitious person who would be the perfect candidate for me to write to. So here's what it's giving me, just FYI. So what keeps your reader awake at night? Their fears, their angers, their frustrations, trends, built-in biases, their language, their jargon, websites they frequent. It gives you so much information. Right now, I'm going to say, great. Now give me an avatar of a fictitious person who would be the perfect candidate for me to write to. So who's my content going to address? If they've got this here, if that's how they look at life, who am I writing to? Give me a fictitious person to write to. Now this is going to start to give me an avatar. This is Jenna Morales. Job title, she's director of operations at a mid-sized legal and financial advisory firm in Tampa Bay. 35 staff, 3 partners. The demographics. So the avatar profile for Jenna Morales is what they gave us. She's a director of ops, a mid-sized legal firm. It gives us demographics, her personality snapshot, her top concerns, mental loops, emotional drivers, what she's looking for, where to reach her, LinkedIn, reads Harvard Business Review articles, trigger points. So this gives you all that data, right? It's pretty incredible. Next step. So what I'm going to say here is I'm going to say, that's all great, but give me more detailed emotional information about this avatar that would allow my writers to better connect with them on an emotional level. So I'll give that input. So now what it's going to do is it's going to give me a bit more emotional information. So this is actually helpful from a writer's perspective. It gives them more data. What would they react to? So if you're writing a blog post or if you're writing an email sequence, what are the buttons that this person feels, right? Now imagine you've got a person like a writer, a staff, somebody who's doing your marketing who knows all this information already, and they're always communicating to that person. So this is what we're training here. So here's what she's tired of emotionally, her emotional triggers, her deepest fears, her secret aspirations and hopes, emotions she wants to feel, emotional language, etc. Now what you're going to do is you're going to copy all three parts of this. So let's start with the first part. I'm going to copy this from here, copy the first part, paste it over here in the Word doc. Go to the second part, copy, paste. And then the third part, copy, paste. And we're going to save this as the buyer avatar. Great. So next steps, making the guru. So now we're going to go back here to ChatGPT. So we got to find this new GPT called Perry Belcher Guru Creation GPT. So, you can just search for it here. I've already got it because I've been using this. So you go here to Perry Belcher Guru Creation GPT. And what we're going to do is we're going to upload those two documents, right? So let's find the two documents that I just created. There's buyer avatar and buyer profile. Upload this and this. And then I go back to the prompt that I've got for you. Upload those two and add this prompt. Based on the information I've given you, give me a famous person who would be relatable to the market and the avatar. So I'm going to go, I have to close this because I can't copy it in unless I have it closed down. So put the buyer avatar back in there. I'm going to copy this prompt, copy, paste. So you upload those two documents, and then based on this information I've given you, give me a famous person that would be relatable to the market and the avatar. And here's what it's going to do. It's going to search and go, all right, well, based off of what I know, it's going to say the option it gave me, it is Melinda Emerson. Why? Gives you all the data. So based off the detailed buyer avatar, Generalis, and the business profile you provided, a highly relatable famous person for your target market would be Melinda Emerson, also known as Small Business Lady. Now, as a point here, so let's say you get this and you go, who's Melinda Emerson? I don't know who she is. You can always ask, can you give me some additional people that would be relatable, right? Because I need more people. Let's just say, I don't like that one. It gives you somebody who you disagree with, generally speaking, for whatever reason, or you just don't like them, or they're not famous enough. Fine. Just ask for more options. That's what they're for. That's, ChatGPT is going to just give you more options. So it's giving me all these other options here. Great. So I can use any of those that I like. Now, here's the next one. So here, please create a ghostwriter guru. Right? And you put your famous person in here. So the next step here is going to be actually creating and making the guru. So over here in ChatGPT, we're going to open the Perry Belcher Guru Creation GPT. Now you can search for it. I've already got it over here on the left, so I'm just going to select it. Now we need to upload the two documents. So the buyer avatar, upload it there, and the business profile, upload it there. Let's add this prompt here. I want it to give me a famous person that would be relatable to the market and the avatar. So who's it going to give me for Jenna Morales? This is based on the buyer avatar. Your person would be Marie Forleo. Now, I don't actually know who that is, but it gives you some info on that. And let's just say, because I don't know who it is, I want somebody else. Give me some additional options of other famous people that would be relatable, etc. Who else does it give me? Now, who it gives you is not necessarily entirely vital, because it's a personality. It's actually not the person who's going to be front and center in any of this. So let's go with that. We've got the options there. Now, the next prompt here is, please create a ghostwriter guru who will be able to connect on a deep emotional level with the business profiles described in the training for the buyer avatar, also here in training. And then here we're going to add the famous person. So I'm going to copy and paste that in there. Delete this person. Let's add this original person, Marie Forleo, because everything's going to be written in the style of Marie Forleo, who, and this it says is professional but relatable. Who is Marie Forleo? A famous person who would resonate. Is this? And here's why. She's professional, relatable. Speaks to an audience of ambitious professionals looking to streamline their businesses. Tech curious but human centered. Trusted business guide. Balance of leadership and vulnerability. I mean, that sounds like a great person to follow. I'm gonna have to look that person up. So here, now it's created Elena Grace Moretti. So this is my ghostwriter guru profile. That's pretty cool. So it gives you their actual data. So quick snapshot, their age, their height, their weight, background in education, their work experience, military service, relationships, mindset and emotional drivers, self-perception, ambitions and philosophy, style and preference, what you should know. So we're going to take all of this, and again, we're going to put it in a new document. I'm going to copy that, put it here, and I'm going to name that Guru. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to close that so I can use that in a minute. Now we're going to create the actual custom GPT that's going to do all the work. It's going to have all the magic. So click on your profile picture. It's up here. You're going to go customize ChatGPT, or sorry, my GPTs. Now I've already got a couple here, but we're going to create a GPT. Excellent. Now it gives you this screen here so you can preview and test some things once you put it in there. But we're going to configure it. So what would you like here? You can prompt it to tell you what you want, or we're actually going to do our own personalized one. So here, let's give it a name. Let's call it, what was the name of our, was it Grace? Oh my gosh. They gave us the name of the guru. What's the name of the guru? Elena. All right, so I'm going to use Elena. Professional services. Great. Now let's give it the name, and now there's a description. Now we want to give it instructions. So here, this GPT is a reporter and will write articles, blog posts, newsletters, video scripts, voice scripts, and social media posts for my business that sells software, business software, automations, and integration, professional services to companies in Tampa. Please follow the training as contained here. So Grace Ellington was one that I previously used. I'm going to use this here was Elena Moretti. Just going to change the name around. Elena Grace Moretti. And then I'm going to upload those files here. So I'm going to close this out and go to my desktop. And upload those 3 files. Now you can choose your options here, whether it's got the capability of web search, Canvas, image generation, or code interpreter. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I don't need to add any additional coding. And then hit create. All right, now this is going to be available to anybody with a link, so I can share this. You can also put this in GPT Store. I'm not going to do that for this one here. I'm going to save that. So these are the steps we've already done. And great, let's view the GPT. So this is Elena, the professional services. So now first, here's some things that we want to do to confirm that what you've made is actually any good. Because, AI is good, but it's not perfect. And sometimes they get it wrong. So let's give it a test. So I'm going to ask it to please explain the instructions I've given you in the most detailed way possible, so I can clearly see that you see, know, and understand that you'll be able to do the job to my satisfaction. So I'll put that in there, and it's going to go, great. It's exactly the kind of high-level check-in I love. This is fantastic. So then it gives you, it's going to spit out, here's what I think you need to be doing. So your buyer is a person like this is the profile for Jenna Morales. That's the buyer, right? They're a director of operations in a mid-sized legal firm, right? That's the voice. That's who we're talking. That's the person that we're talking to. Your voice is Elena Grace Moretti, ghostwriter guru. The tone is warm and calm and clear. Here's the market, professional services in Tampa, who they are, my role, what you're going to be doing. They're going to be creating blog posts, articles, email campaigns, video, voice scripts, social media content. And all the content will use Jenna's language, billable hours, trail audits, intake workflow. So now it's got the professional vocabulary of the audience it's talking to. It's going to reflect Jenna's personality, empathetic, human, insightful, grounded. So this is great. Now, this is fantastic. Now, so what does that mean? So now I have over here, you can see this custom GPT. So now the question is, great, why this? What's the difference between this and like any of the other GPTs in here? Well, so this now has the knowledge of what your business is, what you do, right? It's got your specific level of expertise and talking to your audience, right? Not just to general people or people who thinks you might want to know. Now it's actually trained. It's going, oh, cool. Here's the person I'm talking to, and here's the viewpoint that I write from, and they've got your information, right? So they're going to be consistently on brand. They're going to be talking about your business the way that you want them to be talking about it. You don't need to tell them again how to do it. They're just going to be able to do it. There's a huge amount of time saved in that, because now you can go, well, I just want to talk to Elena. I want Elena to write some stuff for me. And I can just say, hey, Elena, even if I don't know, I'm going to give you some tips here. Like, how do I get her to give me what I want? Here's a prompt hack. Give me 5 examples of prompts that I can ask you that would give me the best possible context to connect with my audience, right? Say, I don't know how to use you really. How can I ask you? Well, here's some prompts. Can you write a blog post that shows Jenna what her day could look like if her systems were integrated without sounding salesy? Create a LinkedIn post. Draft an email for me that speaks to the moment Jenna gets blamed for tech issues, right? These are all specific prompts that I can now use. So give me write a voiceover script for a 60-second video that says you need more tools. You don't need more tools. You need your tools to talk, because obviously it's talking about my business, which is automations and integrations. Right. So I'm going to put this in here. Give me I'm going to copy this one here. Write a voiceover script. So now I've taken that. I literally used it to give me a prompt so that it could give me something that I can ask it to do. I want to record a voiceover script. I want to record a voiceover. Here it is. Fantastic. Well, what about an email or a blog post or a LinkedIn post? Give me a 3 email sequence talking about automation issues faced today. Great. Look at this. Now it's talking specifically to Jenna. Right now I can take this. This is literally writing to the person that I want to target. And there's 3 of them. I don't need to modify this to say, oh, I want you to do it in this tone, or can you talk this way, or whatever it is. It's all there, right? It's already built into it. It's already thinking the way that you want it to think. And that's a huge time saver to get effective communications out. So if you've been blaming yourself for like not getting AI, you can stop it now, right? It's not supposed to be like a solo mission where you just learn everything on your own and there's no other way to do it. If that was true, there wouldn't be guys like me figuring it out, having to share the information. I've gotten a lot of information from other YouTubers as well as other individual coaches who've helped me use these tools. You just need the right guide. I'm not saying I'm that guy. All I'm saying is if this was useful to you, use it. Right? The data is not valuable if you don't use it. If you're reading it just or watching these videos for fun, okay, maybe it's entertaining. I'll have to try to be more entertaining maybe. At any rate, really what I do is I just take the complex stuff and I translate it into something that's easy and simple to understand. That's what I've been doing my whole career. As I was a financial planner and a mortgage broker and a real estate agent for over 15 years. And now I'm in the tech space, and I've been in the tech space for about 5 years. I've always loved tech, but I never really understood it until I get in there and I try and I learn and I practice and I get it wrong and I try and then it doesn't work and then it does work and then I figure out the right way to do it. It's a bit of trial and error and practice, and eventually you learn more and suddenly everything gets a bit easier. And that's where I'm at right now. It's getting easier for me, right? And I hope it gets easier for you. Keep watching videos like this. I'll have more myself, but I wouldn't say watch everybody. I would say find like one or two people that you trust that have the topic that you're interested in, and watch them. Otherwise, you just get too much, honestly, you can get too much conflicting data, not on the technical side, but more on the personality and the viewpoint of how things should be done, right? I think things need to be done to help you get your business done, whatever that business is, right? There's no point in messing around just for the sake of doing something interesting. If it works, use it. If it doesn't, get rid of it. And that's how I'm going to be doing all of my, that's how I do all of my automations. If it works and it makes things easier, that's why I do it. Otherwise, don't waste your time. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me if you want to get more content like this to simplify your business. Thanks.